Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting and riveting and amazing Propagandacast with me, your host Imperial Dane, the one, the only master propaganda heel psych defender of the fatherland. Off here to a glorious 1v1 on Crossroads. In the north, it is the Angry Dutchman, angriest of the Dutchmen, fighting here for the British Army in the Commonwealth. King George V here with mobile assault. Oh, special weapons straight away then, with tank hunters, resupply half-tracks, hold the line, crocodiles, and the concentrated fabrication. In the south, it is expensive runner, fighting for the Upper Command West, Germany, Deutschland. Here with the 21st Panzer Division featuring overwatch with the Jaeger Infantry, early warning systems for the fatherland, like the Feldherr and the sector assault with double infantry and Sturmpionier bulletins. A full screen Kuwait side effects expensive runner versus Sapper and University start here for Angry Dutchman. And as always, a big hearty thanks to my page supporters, champion heroes one and all. Other people can join their last year's ranks by pledging on Patreon, or they can donate by PayPal. Again, links in the description. I'll let you comment, like, share, subscribe, press the bell button, help the propaganda ministry reach out a bit further. So, off here we are aggressively. You can see securing the carve point first, leaving, I imagine, the Kuba actually moving up westwards, but then leaving the Volks to secure the other terrain here, using Sturmpioniers more aggressively here as the Angry Dutchman, who's also spreading up it fairly aggressively. We got the University Carrier out here to support its men. The actual University Carrier was a rather multi-role vehicle, like, served as reconnaissance vehicle, infantry transport, tractor, and weapons platform. Could even be used as an ambulance as well, I believe. So, rather high level utility on that one. The Germans also captured a bunch there after the Dunkirk, bit there. Would actually use a bunch of them themselves, some as tank hunters. So they also grab a bunch of the treads to use on their Opel Blitz trucks to create the Opel Maltier. We've got Sturmpioniers to the Investigator there, try on the way the expansion runner. Likely not going to go for a lot of Fulton, he's probably likely going to go for a lot of Jaegers, since versus the British, you typically want Jaegers to basically use the Jaegers' ability to just snipe them to get around the British infantry, saying like fairly high received actual bonuses, combined with fairly high aggressive damage output. But there you go, University of trouble here from expansion runner's men, his Kuba noting some damage. Savage retreating here. Also worth noting, he's going up pretty aggressively in terms of take. Also a fairly fast sniper here from the Angry Dutchman. Might be he's actually planning on relying on the tank hunter sections of his expansion runner, which is an interesting choice. We'll have to see if that's what he's planning, but can't really come up with a lot of other explanation as to why he's not going for a lot of troops in the early game. That is highly unusual play from a British player. Section moving towards the western victory point, very good there. Full screen is falling back here for expansion runner. Back here we got the comfortable Huckity up there for him as well. You see a flak half-track vertical, in which case the tank hunter section will be able to deal with that quite well. Fixing up here some fairly aggressive precision medical supplies. Let's hope the English don't find them. Don't very autos, English will never use this. Why? I've written coffee on it. Oh. Grab the point here, some sandbags up. Bit of quiet there, steady ground here. University upgraded there with the Vickers K. There we go, Kuhlwagen catching in here. If University the flank back at the Kuhlwagen. Belgium headquarters up there. But it does seem like both players to an extent just waiting for their call-in infantry rather than relying on anything else. Up northeast section moving forward, so obviously expansion's gone these for a few full Grenadier squads, but it's not like it's gone for a lot either. Now moving forward with his boys and he's going for a second one? Good lord, that's going to be miserable to play against for expensive runner. And I imagine something expensive runner did not expect how to deal with. There we go, first Jaeger squad out there, not up, munitions up yet there for the Jaeger line. Fabgold's got a punch trick. He obviously is he wants that University Carrier on fire.
Enemy causing trouble, trying to take one of our points.
Fritz, I want that University Carrier on fire so I can roast mein Bratwurst of it. Jawohl, Herr Oberleutnant.
Enemy threatening a capture point.
Second sniper, they're almost done for Angry Dutch, and that's going to be a pretty brutal attritional strategy of the Angry Dutch, and they got a good hit from the Panzer Sec. Yeah, double snipers is very rare, thankfully. So we'll have to see how this works out for the Angry Dutchman. Kuban raising in, they need to be careful, there we go. Caught here by the machine gun emplacement there, the bunker section. It was the Fultons close to the car pony. Sniper gets a kill here. Of course, at this point, I'm fairly certain Expense Runner has put 2 and 2 together and realised he's up against 2 snipers. Need to fix up the Kuva on there. Veterans 1, a 1 kill. No medics yet in his base. Tiny Sanitator. Snipers on the move here. Jaeger's creeping up. He's obviously hoping to like ambush the snipers and just murder them outright, which I can certainly not fault him for. We got both snipers on the move here. Sturm pinning up with their Panzerschreck. Universal on the move as well for the Angry Dutchman. We got 500 versus 464. Moving forwards here. Quickly popping their noses in before popping them out again. Before they lose something besides the noses. There's definitely a bit of a standoff here. I mean, again, because his force is largely snipers, he can't play as aggressively because, you know, one mistake, an expense runner's going to run down those snipers and kill them. Because no one likes snipers. Even the actual war, typically what happened for MLAX, you know, this guy was a sniper, is they'd be politely taken aside and then executed by the soldiers because people hated snipers. They also hated flamethrower operators. So similar, like if you discovered to be a flamethrower operator, your chances of making it back to the prisoner of war camps was significantly low. There you go, ambushing on the massacre with a Panzerschreck. Sniping forwards here for the Angry Dutchman. Angriest of the Dutchman, on the west side here, expensive runner. Expensively runs towards the western fuel point here. Definitely Angry Dutchman, you know, finding himself a bit limited in his strategy at the moment. Bit limited. He's also got a lot of manpower. It feels like he's really wanting to go for these tank hunter sections, though. I definitely, again, did not expect double snipers. That one is just a bit out of left field there. So right now, Expense Run's got like a nice amount of terrain. But at the same time, he has a hard time pushing because, again, the snipers can quickly punish him if he just recklessly pushes in there. He's definitely just waiting with the Jaegers, hoping that Angry Dutchman steps out a bit too far, at which point he can punish him. And Angry Dutchman pushing out there on attack. There goes Sappers caught here. Snipers arming in as well there. Sappers taking heavy loss from the Jaegers on the full scores. Universal arming in as well there. Sniper lines up the rifle. And there we go. Tank under section here for the Angry Dutchman. Pantherfast in the Universal carrier there. At the same time, we've got a flank of the full scores Sturmpunier section there on the cover. But there you go. Both snipers forced retreat here as Expansion Runner makes an insertion. And the Universal is about to go up in flames here. That's going to be a 1 kill here. Go pops up in flames. Like a pop-up grill. Universal moving forward there. 1 kill, half H-52 there. Tank hunter section coming in there with the boys anti-tank rifles and Lee Enfield rifles. Western fuel pumping sees there with the full screen from the Sturmpionierer. Truck on the way there for Expansion Runner. Angry Dutchman finding himself a bit contained in terms of what he can pull anytime soon with his armor because of the aggressive control of the map. And again, his double sniper strategy obviously hit a bit of a large snag. Second tank on the section out for the Angry Dutchman. Hopefully he goes for any Piets on them at some point. The Projector Infantry Anti-Tank, as the name stood for. Got the services with the Kuhlwagen in the east. Snipes against the full screens here. Sniper there pursuing the Sturmpunier on the western side. Tank on the section moving up, going for the carve point there. Shearer there, much Schlepper there. Looks like it's been up the Schwer punched quarters around the victory point, fuel point in the east. Jaeger's quickly retreating. Snipers running about. Definitely a bit of an unusual match here, in particular from Angry Dutchman's side. Like, just double snipers into double tank hunter section is... Oh, triple tank hunter sections. Okay. That is definitely not British meta. Highly unorthodox here from the Angry Dutchman. In which case the tank hunters there obviously to make sure no one just bum rushes the sniper with the vehicle while the snipers then pick off everyone else. That's an interesting build there. We got the Fulton Jaegers on the flank here. Assault rifles on the way there for some of the expensive runners to Fullsgrenadiere. Schwerer Panzer quarters almost done. He's authorization, but he should still be able to get out of tank here faster than Angry Dutchman due to better map control. There you go. Sci-fi here, anti-tank rifle there on the advancing German troops as expensive runner bum rushes to the centre. On the west side, we got a flank against the western fuel point here. Snipers unable to deal with that. But there you go in the centre. Expensive runners men are suffering enough attrition here to at least slow down the assault mildly. But the Jaegers are running as well here. Tank under section trying to do what they can here. Poor Friedrich there loses a head, or at least several limbs there to the anti-tank rifle. On the west here, Fulton's Jaegers push back the section there. In the center there, Sniper routed by the Fulton Grenadiers as Expense Runner is able to just push past the tank under sections, as they're not really able to hold back a lot of infantry well. Like, I'm still surprised he went so heavily on them. I am very surprised. Fulton there pushed back. Jaegers being pushed back as well there. East side here we got the Sappers versus the mighty Kubelwagen. Troops routed there. Sturmpionier Jäger sitting out there once more for the glory of Deutschland. Tank 106 coming up there. Going up here, ground the point. Jäger Sturmpionier advancing in the tank 100 section. Quickly getting some kills there. Need to retreat that tank 100 section before Expanse Runner makes very, very short work of it. Car point needs to be seized by the Rakete and the Alpha. As Expense, of course, looks to deny Angry Dutchman as many resources as possible, which of course is the very sensible thing to do, in particular on a map like Crossroads, we can easily spiral out of control. Fuel point has interesting enough not been seized. Looks like an accidental retreat there. We'll have to see. Closing in on some armor here, but so is Expense Runner, and I think at a roughly the same pace actually, but he's definitely going to be there faster anyways. Sectioning up loads of fuel points. Snipers just holding back here. 6 kills and 5 kills for a total of 11 kills. So far the snipers haven't really been able to do a lot here for Angry Dutchman, which I think is the bigger issue for him. Like, he rushed out one and then fell up with the sniper number 2 there, but he just hasn't really done a lot with them versus Expanse Runner. Panther 4 mod on the way there. Guess it's time for the tank hunter sections to show their worth. Against the Panther 4 with armoured side skirts, the anti-tank rifles would have been decidedly not very helpful. We got a centaur for the Angry Dutchman. He is fully relying on the tank hunter sections to basically do all the anti-tank work, and against the snipers. That is an impressive strategy here by Angry Dutchman. Mostly just how utterly unorthodox it is. Snipers causing it retreating. He's got the Germans rushing forwards there. Both Jaeger sections sprinting ahead here, hoping to just catch a sufficiently long enough glimpse here of the snipers to finish them off, but Angry Dutchman is far ahead of the Jaegers. Pushing for the car point here. Panther almost done. Centaur's almost done. I mean, he's going to have to consider like some Piets here, I think, to help deal with the Panther 4s, because I think just like, you know, having a lot of anti-tank rifles won't quite be cutting it versus the Panther 4. Certainly wouldn't cut it in the actual war. Straight into the tank hunter section here. Expense Runner's fearless. More tank hunter section moving about here. Panther 4 pursuing. Centaur is out here for the Angry Dutch. Most of the map must fall in control of the Expense Runner and the German army. Striking at the section inside the building. Centaur moving forward. Sniper Sappers pulling up. We got E6 punter gun here for the Angry Dutch, and perhaps realizing, you know, he can't rely that much on anti-tank rifles. Centaur pushing westwards.
Anti-tank gun ready to do
6 punter gun out there.
A capture point is being overrun.
Bit of skirmishing. North, we got a Fulsker squad hiding out there. Expense Runner definitely wants to put, like, you know, those snipers out to pasture, and his choice this around in terms of strategies to, like, you know, basically hide around there. Close one there. Sturmpionier being hammered here by the Centaur. 6 punter moving forwards. It's either that he forgot about the Fulsker squad. I mean, that is possible, but he's pursuing the Panther 4. Centaur's taking some light damage there by punching through the side armor. Tank on the section they're pursuing. 6 punter gun moving in. Need to fix up the Centaur though. Some light damage inflicted on the Panther 4. Nothing heavy, nothing crucial, but a bit of a nuisance. Fulton up now behind here. Angry Dutchman causing some confusion in the ranks. Sappers need to retreat before they get wiped out, and there you go. He just ends up retreating anyways. Kind of, I guess he had some bigger dreams there, but they were ultimately dashed to the ground here by the Angry Dutchman. Need to fix up that center. Light Infanteriegeschützaktion here for expensive runner and the German army.
Can we shoot something down?
Jägers advancing, and these T bit of silence inside expensive runner's base. Troop enforcing healing. Will he ever go for Pierre? So he's just gonna like hope the anti-tank rifle will somehow score him a victory. Don't worry, chaps. These boys' anti-tank rifles are top of the line, state-of-the-art technology. Yeah, in 1941. Shut up, Terrence.
Centaur anti-aircraft tank ready.
Fix up the center. Ground rush on through with the tank under section there.
To take it.
Got the light Infanteriegeschütz on the move. Panzer IV fixed up here. Damage mostly straightened out. Center being fixed up here. Bit of quiet here as expensive runner once more launching assault. It may also be he's not being as aggressive in part because he's trying to figure out what Angry Dutchman's endgame here is. Like he's just utterly baffled by what Angry Dutchman is doing. Tank under section there, not having the greatest of luck there was the Jaegers and the Panzer IV. Troops holding up. You've got another 6-pounder gun here for the Angry Dutchman. We'll have to give you plans next. You could like try and hold up for Crocodile, but I would say that's going to be a bit of an ambitious strategy here by the Angry Dutchman. But then again, so far he has been nothing if not ambitious versus expensive runner. So that may in fact be exactly what he's planning now, is to go for the Crocodile here. 6-pounder lands got down the Panther 4 here. Jaegers being slowly overwhelmed by the sheer numbers the British have, but even that is like, you know, fairly slowly. Center, we got the center catching 2 false scores. They absolutely shred up close with its 20mm guns, but gets pantsed here by expensive runners, heroic Fultz Grenadiers. Panther 4 moving in there. It is down to roughly quarter health here. Further damage inflicted here on it by Angry Dutchman's infantry. Sniper there with 9 kills and 8 on the other one. And there you go, Panther 4 for expensive runner number 2. Certainly giving him a bit more of armored forces as Angry Dutchman. We're going to have to see what he's actually planning here. He could go for a Cromwell, he would also go for a Firefly. Or again, he could be planning for the Crocodile. Jaegers rushing forwards there, but they're quickly rushed off. And the Kuhwagen goes down. A tragic loss for the German peoples. Folks are Jägern fought against the section there. That's wipe them out. And there we go. We got hold the line. Basically looking to defend a large swath of territory, make it harder here for expensive move ahead here swiftly. Not a bad idea. We got a second line for gun here. Expensive runner figuring out if he's going to like have to fight the traditional versus Angry Dutchman. He's going to need some artillery because he obviously can't get snipers. Troops enforcing healing here. Sniper sending out. The east side, we got the Panther straight for the tank hunter section there by the eastern point. Landing some more hits there. Tank in the section moving up here for the Angry Dutchman, flanking the Panzer IV there with their boys and tight tank rifles. Doing some damage, but ultimately nothing heavily crucial. Smoke being deployed here. And there you go, second line front here for the expensive runner and the German army. Meanwhile, double Jaegers for the tank hunter section. They're still low on health already. Honestly, Angry Dutchman should up retreating there before the Jaegers execute them. In fact, I'm surprised they're still alive. So there you go, center moving in there. And the tank hunter section slowly backs off there. But now it's time for Crunch to strike at the Panther 4 6-pounder gun. The nearby could assist. Hammer tactics, so either it's a Comet or it's a Crocodile here for the Angry Dutchman, but he is definitely planning something like that. But again, which of the two it is another matter. Jaegers moving up in the east side here, Panther 4 slowly pressuring here Angry Dutchman's using forces. We also got some trenches by the western car point there. Not bad. Sturmpioneer routed here by Angry Dutchman forces. Sent packing. And meanwhile, the Panther 4 with the Jaeger support starting up in the center. Catching an entertainment crew. They're completely unprepared. Nice aggressive push of Expense Runner. No mines there from Angry Dutchman, by the way. Bit of no sight here versus Expense Runner. And there go crew is exterminated. Got out of the center, but in a head-on engagement, that is obviously not going to do too much with the Panther 4. He's not going to do much. Tank on the section pushed back. First being moved out here. Panther 4 rolling back down here, troops reinforcing healing there. Folks, well, they're just standing about the line for gun, but there you go. There's the reinforcement healing. Nothing further trend line in the German base. Angry Dutchman closing in more and more here on the Comet, but again, it might just be the Crocodile. Another 6-punter gun to replace the one lost. Considering he's like right there to go for the Comet, I guess it's not that one, so we just like hold up for a bit longer than go for it. So I'm guessing it is the Crocodile here for Angry Dutchman. That's definitely going to be a bit of a pain there for Expense Runner, depending on how Angry Dutchman makes use of it. Of course, it also gives Expense Runner, if he realizes what's going on there, time to like further pressure Angry Dutchman, because you know Angry Dutchman will be putting a lot of resource on hold to get it out there. So if Expense Runner realizes this, he could aggressively pursue Angry Dutchman, punish him for it in a sense. Smoke being deployed, thumbs up there. Big 2-point Spice is also back to beating out Angry Dutchman pretty swiftly. More trenches from the British. Section at the west side, engaging the forces there. Panther 4 Sturmpioneer on the move, the Jaeger's holding out. A bit low tough here in the trench. That is quickly becoming an uncomfortable place to be there for the tank hunter section. East side, there's slow pressure here from Expense Runner. Mines here from Angry Dutchman, finally thumbs up to that. Again, I'm surprised we haven't seen more mines from him. Holy smokes, that was a good hit from the Panther 4 there. Snipers, they need to be careful with all that light artillery there. Panther 4's also going to get lucky, and it's also, I think, just using the smoke to, in a sense, just make the snipers a lot less effective, since they can't see us, men. They can't snipe them. Which it is pretty straightforward. Like, he's going for a third one. Oh, no, never mind. He's going for third Panther 4. I could see the logic just going for third one. Like, really just... Obviously, it'd be slow, grindy. But, you know, he could base it that way. Just try and force Angry Duck to attack him. But, again, he now has to fuel for the Crocodile. He just needs the manpower. He's got roughly, you know, 1 more minute to go here. In this regard, Expense Runners maybe, like, you know, get realize what's going on. And... Fritz. What is these Englishmen doing? Yeah... Yeah, I don't know either. I just want this war to be over at this point, to be honest. There you go, third Panther 4. Meanwhile, Angry Dutchman may close to the Crocodile. Bring up the Sturmpioneer, trying to go into the trench, at which point the centre's going to have a bit of bad time. There you go, good rocket hit. Panther moving up, gets another great hit there. Snipers moving through the smoke there. Almost caught with the Panther 4 here. That was definitely a bit of a close call there for the Angry Dutchman. The Crocodile is almost ready here. Mine goes off in the Panther 4. Finally, there's something works out there for him. Centaur, though, does get knocked out. I mean, he really needs to get that Panther 4 knocked out. It's going to be a really bad development here. We got, oh dear, as soon as the Centaur's gone, he calls in the sector assault right next to the Angry Dutchman's base here. Absolute cheeky breaky there, and there go Crocodile out. Panther 4 hauling away here. Western Victor when we see the German army once more. We've got 358 to 299. That's it. The Crocodile should be able to flank the Panther 4 here and take it out. Expense Runner's definitely not seeing that one coming. And we got here artillery called in as well there. That must have been a misclick. Maybe something to go for a hold the line, but that just ended up doing bugger all, to put it gently. But he did get the Panther 4. Did get rid of it. That's a bit of a loss there for Expense Runner. That said, there's a long way to go here for the Angry Dutchman.
Our capture point. They're trying to take it. You're ready. Send orders.
Got the pinman machine into the Panzer IV. Grabbing the western point, back in base for the expense runner, nothing further transpiring. Crocodile on the move. Should have hit there. Turn to the kidnaps, got the crocodile burning through the Fultons, Panther Starfleet, damaging the engine of the crocodile. Panther going straight forward, two tanks lining up here. Not quite within line of sight and range, I think, to take out the Panther 4, but there you go. Heavy damage to the crocodile, that's going to be a big problem if Angry Dutchman loses now. Still, expense runner there. Really making great use of these line guns to just bleed out Angry Dutchman right now. Doing risk taking out the snipers here. If Angry Dutchman's very unlucky, or expense runner's very lucky, I suppose you'll also would like. More smoke being deployed quickly then. Thumbs up to that. And he's just messing here with Angry Dutchman's formation. Really good use of smoke here by Expense Run. Also fairly consistent use of smoke, which is always an important thing there. So thumbs up to that. But there you go. Panther Force flanks one of the snipers, takes him out. Great shot there. Bit of a painful blow there. Angry Dutchman's going for more sappers as he realizes he needs some in the first place to fix. And he got the second sniper too. Huge loss here for Angry Dutchman. That is just 2 snipers gone in the blink of an eye. That is 680 manpower just gone like that. That is huge here for Expense Runner. Massive. But he did take out another Panther 4 there. So it's not all bad there for the Angry Dutchman, but still, losing both snipers like that is really going to hurt him. Plus he lost some sappers too, so obviously needs to get more of those to fix up his crocodile faster, because one sapper squad is going to take forever to fix up that crocodile. And particularly doesn't stop it from moving. That's going to take even longer then. Bit of quiet here, moving up there with the Jaegers. Second Panther ready for Expense Runner. Sappers now going to work to fix up the crocodile. But again, that's going to take a bit of a while there. He will need more sappers. There you go. First Panther 4 there moving in, and we got the second one arriving here. So Expense Runner's already building up his forces rapidly. Whereas again, Angry Dutchman, it's going to take a bit of a while to rebuild his forces. We go now to hold the line here. I feel like the timing is a bit off. But oh well. Slowly fixing it up here, and still plenty of time to go. Calling another sapper squad here versus Expense Runner. Panther 4 is good to go. Bit of quiet here again. Still, it's very unusual strand here by Angry Dutchman, but it's definitely shown a few flaws. Part of me will also say it's just the map. I think in some regards harder for him to make use of his strategy there effectively versus Expense Runner. Close fix one there on the crocodile. Another kidnap here for Expense Runner. Obviously needs more firepower to deal with the crocodile there. As the Panther Falls are definitely not really equipped to take it on. At least not frontally. Yeah, that's taking forever. You really should be bringing in more sappers, to be honest. You really should bring in more sappers. No excuses. But so far... Oh, there we go. Finally going for a second sapper squad here for Mr. Angry Dutchman. Panther was roaming about. Expense Runner is just very slowly approaching. Again, he is definitely concerned about Angry Dutchman hiding any more tricks. That could give Expense Runner a very uncomfortable surprise if he's not careful. So of course have to see what happens next, dear viewers. Crocodile moving ahead here.
The enemy cut our supply line.
The Kevin over on the side. Shot. Loads of trenches. Like, he's definitely wanting Expense Runner to attack, but of course there's a slight miscalculation in his strategy right now, which is of course Expense Runner doesn't really have much of an incentive to attack into that. Like, he's got most of the map, he's getting most of the resources, so expense runners not particularly incentivized towards attacking into that. In particular, he's also got, like, a fair amount of artillery, whereas Angry Dutchman has no artillery. So I get the idea, but I think it relies heavily on a significant series of miscalculations here by Angry Dutchman right now. Like, he's the one that really has to attack into expense runner, not the other way around. Like, if he had a mill, I think more, better position to include the center victory point, and he had a bigger victory point lead. I think, trying to dig in around here would probably serve him much better. But right now, with less terrain there, plus again, an opponent to make use of smoke, just digging in there as a strategy has significant flaws attached to it. Certainly also just highlights another issue just in general, like just expense run I think has fairly reacted well there to what Angry Dutchman's been doing, and again realised that light infantry guns are a fairly good counter to what Angry Dutchman's trying to pull off. For the most part anyways. Crocodile racing ahead here, burning and shooting its way here through the German lines. He's attempting to, but again expense runner is presenting a fairly formidable front line. Also another sector assault, and we got artillery side called in again. Yeah, that kinda end up being a better waste of munitions there for the Angry Dutchman. Crocodile racing forwards, but at least it does disrupt the expense runner's positions close to the center. Quick to pull back there, though. Tank 100 section center moving up here for Angry Dutch on the west side. We got the Jaegers hiding out. They're still waiting for any Englishmen to pass through. And there goes Centaur racing ahead. We got the handful on the flank of the Kedma crew there, being met with heavy anti-aircraft fire, shredding through the crew, desperately trying to hold on. The Crocodile on the move again. The Kedma about to get wiped up. We got the other Kedma that could also get wiped up, and now the Kedma somewhat safely retreats here. Line for guns, they're both getting retreat too. Tank 100 section racing forwards here. Crocodile there, halfway to 52, but also halfway to death. Great hit from the Panther in the tank 100 section. Very solid shot there. Anti-tank grenade off, but without further damage to the Panther won't do anything. Crocodile moving ahead, he got 11 kills. Going straight for the full gunners there. Pushing the full grenadiers. Flanking here with a Panther 4 against the Crocodile. And a sector assault here, but then you must of course remember the Centaur can quickly pluck the wings here of expense runner's Luftwaffe, as it is very good at that particular job. Almost got the Crocodile though. It's fairly like the FX run, like the Centaur's yet to crash in the aircraft. I'm rather surprised at that, to be honest. I'm rather surprised at that. You'd figure to take out one in the aircraft. There we go, one down. One down. Crocodile at least managed to escape there, the line of sight of the Luftwaffe. But there you go, Centaur's taking the hits instead here for it. Lots of smoke again being deployed here by expense running, again just obfuscating Angry Dutchman's game plan overall, which is very much relying, it seems, on gun lines here. Got another aircraft though, shot at other skies. Good work there, but now you can see the expense runner following up here again on the smoke to push against Angry Dutchman, who's definitely in a much weaker spot there, though he does not seem to quite follow through here, which is definitely good for the Angry Dutchman. Expense runner's also starting to float a lot of resources. Perhaps he's planning a Tiger 2, or then again he's also got more or less full pop cap, so I suppose he could line up for the King Tiger, loses enough forces then. We got the Crocodile and the Centaur there. You need the repairs. And again, just so much smoke there. Just constantly looking at just pretty much disallowing Angry Dutchman the ability to make use of his anti-tank guns and all the other stuff there. So pretty sneaky tactic there by expense run. Of course, it also means he can't see too well what expense run's doing as well there. So there's a lot of utility in just throwing down a lot of smoke. And there you go. Another trap on the way there, so that's definitely going to be a setup for a King Tiger if things get that far. We got medics here for Angry Dutchman as well. Centaur being fixed up. Crocodile is mostly fixed, but obviously could do with a bit more. But I imagine Angry Dutchman's starting to feel a bit of time pressure here. Six pounder guns then landing a good hit or two off the Panther 4. Light infantry should they continue laying down barrages there against Angry Dutchman. Still moving ahead here. Again, a very slow advance here by Angry Dutchman versus Expense Runner. But also making himself a fairly easy target here for Expense Runner's artillery gunners. And the tank hunter sections are definitely paying a fairly heavy price for this particular strategy. On the west side, we've got the tank hunter section up there. We've got the Crocodile racing to cut the Germans in the flank there. We've got the Kevins bombarding the Crocodile here. Centaur racing forward. We've got the Panther Void right around the corner. Casualties piling up for Angry Dutchman. The tank hunter section there wiped out. And there you go, Centaur destroyed. Looking pretty rough here for the Angry Dutchman versus Expense Runner. Crocodile Baltimore seeing critical repairs here as it has sustained a hell of a beating from Expense Runner. Cromwell away with Angry Dutchman this time around, no Centaurs. And just so much artillery fire in this case, so much smoke again. Honestly, I'm surprised he hasn't tried to push for the victory point on the fuel point, but he must be aware there's more here from Angry Dutchman that could counter him or punish him at least. Sappers, he's got a full 3 sapper section now, which is speed up repairs of the Crocodile, which honestly makes a lot of sense. Surprised at the lack of minesweepers, as they would advance that process a bit there. Still, 3 sappers should nonetheless get the Crocodile fixed up fast. I mean, you could upgrade them with the bolster section to get like a bit more sapper going on there, obviously, but that's that. Right flank here, 6-pounder guns bring up there, about to engage the Panther 4. I mean, he's almost got the resources of the King Tiger. The major issue for Expense Runner, he just doesn't have the pop cap for the King Tiger. He just hasn't suffered any losses that would allow him to go for it. There we go, though. Crumble tank out here for the Angry Dutchman. Looks like he's going to line up here for an eastern push, which I think makes a lot more sense around attacking head-on into like every gun Expense Runner has. Surprised he didn't do this sooner, but there you go. Immediately calling in air support because he's got a lot of munitions. And now Angry Dutchman, of course, doesn't have like any anti-aircraft guns, so he's just able to quickly shut down any maneuvers if the Angry Dutchman for a brief while. Of course, he could try and move westwards, take a really big detour through the cemetery and head in there, but oh, he loses a unit. Further casualties here for Angry Dutchman. Situation for the British Army is starting to look pretty dire here in the face of Deutschland. Fix up the Cromwell, Crocodile move hit, 6-pounder guns holding back. Crocodile advancing. Very, very slow assault here by the Angry Dutchman. 358 versus 49 there. Got a 6-pounder gun opening the Panther 4. Now the assault is underway here from the Angry Dutchman. He knows he can't wait any longer. He's attacking. Tank on the 6th about to get wiped out here by Expense Runners and tank guns, with the Crocodile getting flanked by the Panther 4. Fire pouring at the Germans. Academy after they're being hammered as well. The section moving forward. Crom going for the Panther 4. Shoots, misses though. Damage engine on the Crocodile. Section dealing with the cannon, push him off the western victory point on the center one. Western one's being captured back with the Germans. Panther 4 there versus both British tanks. Shots are bouncing off his armor here, as so also the Crocodile. Close to victory 3 here. We got 25 points left for the Angry Dutchman versus Expense Runner. He is fervently trying to buy more time. We got a mechanized regiment here, which could be destroyed by the anti-tanks. We got the line of guns to bombarding. We got the Cromwell there, flanking the Panther 4. Veterans C2 gain on it. Crocodile there, got one of the line of guns. Gunners there. Ground the center victory point. Need to get the western one as well. They almost got the Panther 4 here. Got a weapon crew. That was actually a British one that died out. There we go. Panther 4 kaput. But this only allows Expense Runner then to go for the Königsjäger, the Tiger 2, at which point Angry Dutchman situation on the counter comes down to actually got much worse. There we go. 2 tanks completely knocked out here, leaving Angry Dutchman with a, well, not great trade, because again, he's got nothing to replace his tanks with, whereas Expense Runner, well, traded his tank upwards towards a King Tiger. So right now, Angry Dutchman is in some deep, deep curry. Worst. There we go. Knocked out the Crocodile, and with that, Angry Dutchman, I think, is safely out of the war. tanking the 6 moving forwards here, but yeah, at this point, he's lost. Like, he's obviously got hold of the line to maybe buy him some time, but I think even that's going to be of limited use against the King Tiger. And again, there's going to be a brief few more seconds, but the question is, what can he fill up in these seconds while he's holding back, you know, most of the German army, and the reality is bugger all. So there you go. GG, game over, loss, everything with Dutchman, victory for Expense Runner. Definitely a bit of a interesting fight here, some unorthodox strategies and tactics behind with Dutchman. In the end, he ended up playing, I think, too defensively at times, but also, like, you know, going for that many tank hunter sections and then relying on snipers on a map like this obviously has its flaws. There should have been more assault infantry, but also just like more aggression around other parts of the map. Like, even with that many snipers, I think he used them better. He got, I think, two quickly penned in by Expense Runner. I think also countered strategy quite well there with the use of smoke and all that there. So well played by Expense Runner. Hope you enjoyed this match though. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it. Tell a friend, tell a family, but don't tell enemies. This is Imperial King. Cheers. Thank you for watching. Till tomorrow again for another episode. Bye.